Yo, what's going on? What's going on, NFL fans, Atlanta Falcons fans? Y'all come on in right quick, man. Let me talk to you. I was looking on Fansided.com. Something popped up on my news feed, and it's no surprise that this came up because we talked about this about 2 years ago when Lamar Jackson was scheduled to be a free agent, and not too long ago he requested a trade. And Fansided ran with it, man. So I'm gonna give my quick thoughts on it. Give a quick reaction to this because let's be real. The Falcons need a quarterback. I've talked about this extensively. Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott. I can keep going. But one name that came up was Lamar Jackson. They think Lamar Jackson could be a long shot trade idea for the Atlanta Falcons if the Ravens decide to move on after this year. And you got to remember, as I tell y'all all the time, new coach could want a new quarterback. And I think Lamar Jackson was part of the reason why Harbaugh got canned and ended up in New York. But what if this is, after this season, what if they decide to rebuild a little bit? You got to think, too, Derrick Henry's 32 years old, so this might be his last year in Baltimore, and he could finish his career elsewhere. So why not start over at the quarterback and running back position? Because we all know the Baltimore Ravens thrive on defense, so this would not be a surprise. But they say it's a long shot for the Falcons. They could make a seismic trade this offseason to become legit playoff contenders. And Lamar Jackson needs a new contract, and he definitely does. Because the next 2 seasons, I think he's around $70 million. And the Falcons will have the money next year, but will they take on that contract? That is the key thing. And he's seeking a fully guaranteed deal, sort of like Deshaun Watson. So it says the Ravens have more leverage. They haven't reached the Super Bowl yet. Every year, despite being close, can't get it done. And sometimes, like I tell y'all, change is good. But it said maybe this time the Ravens will play hardball with Jackson if he requests a trade as a way to strong-arm the Ravens and give him a lucrative deal. He may actually get traded this time rather than being a negotiating tactic. If he does, Falcons have every reason to pounce on bringing Jackson to the NFC South. And that's a good point because the division is not that strong. And I think the Falcons need a quarterback. It just makes too much sense. But Winston Wilcox wrote this on Fansided, and y'all can go check it out. So don't jump on me because I know y'all going to think I make this stuff up, but I'm telling y'all it's always something that I read on the internet. But here's the trade that they think could get the deal done. And we know Ian Cunningham has said before he does not like to trade draft capital, and he like to keep what he needs for the immediate future, and I get that. But as I keep telling y'all, without a quarterback possibly not being on the roster right now, the future quarterback, this is what they may have to give up to get Lamar Jackson. Falcons would get Lamar Jackson. The Ravens would get Michael Penix, a first-round pick in 2027, a third-round pick in 2027, and a 2028 first-round pick. So there's 2 first-round picks and a third-round pick, which is something like, I would say with Matthew Stafford, that they had to give up to go get him from Detroit. And they even end up giving back Jared Goff, who's had a very solid career in Detroit. So, again, it says Michael Penix is a linchpin in this deal. The Ravens get a jump on replacement for Jackson while being open and looking elsewhere. Knowing that Penix might not be the answer they need, he can be a short-term solution until they figure out what to do moving forward. And again, I said this has to do with the Ravens just possibly trying to just start over. They're building on defense. Their defense is going to be stronger this year, so they have time to go get a quarterback. They added a lot of firepower on defense. So defense is their it's just their identity and always have been. But this is why they say the Falcons need Lamar Jackson. Kevin Stefanski was a scapegoat in Cleveland for how bad things got, but that doesn't change how good of an offensive-minded coach he is, and that's true. Atlanta in a better situation than Cleveland, and truthfully, they're a quarterback away from being competitive in the NFC South and playoff contender, and that's true too. And I think they're a quarterback away from just being a Super Bowl contender. Because you got to think about it. They have a dynamic running back in Bijan Robinson, and they have probably a top 10 receiver in Drake London. And I know Kyle Pitts may not be here long term, but if he is here long term, he's another weapon. Then you look at guys like Zachariah Branch, who's a speed demon and a playmaker, and that's something that he had it in Baltimore right now, and sort of like Zay Flowers. So I mean, Lamar Jackson coming here would have the weapons that he need, just like he has in Baltimore. And the thing with Baltimore that's going on right now, their team is aging. So with the team aging on offense, this is making it probably just a little bit tougher for Lamar Jackson, because think about it. They brought in guys like DeAndre Hopkins, Odell Beckham, still have Rashad Bateman. So they've had weapons, it just hasn't worked out. So as I see it, this is why he said that they have, they need Jackson. So it's not a surprise. But let's be real, man. Let's be real. Would this happen? That's hard to say. But they make a great point as to why the Ravens would be looking to trade him. Now, the reason why I think it wouldn't happen is because of that contract. If he wants a new guaranteed deal, that would be hard to do. And I know cap goes up every year, but $70 million is not a small piece of change. It's not. And by the time he gets to a new contract and signs a new contract, he's going to be won Patrick Mahomes money. But the difference is, Patrick Mahomes has won 3 Super Bowls. So the thing about this trade, man, that I just don't like is the money. And I tell y'all all the time, I'm a cheapskate. If the money not right, I wouldn't do it. Fans-wise, electricity in the stadium, selling tickets, it makes all the sense in the world. But the Falcons winning the Super Bowl, that's still hard to say, because he's had weapons in Baltimore, still hadn't got the job done. But hey, they said it. Kevin Stefanski has a strong offensive mind, so who knows? It could work. But y'all know what to do, man. Let me know what y'all think. Drop those comments in the comment box. Do y'all think Lamar Jackson will be a good fit for the Falcons? I want to know. Let's debate. Let's have fun as always, man. Y'all know how we do it on Sports Machine. This your boy Antoine Smith signing off. I will holler at y'all soon, man. Peace.